Hi, hi everyone. Welcome to Get Your Energy Back. Yes. Yesterday we had a great time with my friend Noel. We're doing this again this evening with my brother Solomon. Yes, he's coming right on. Hey, bro.
Hi,
How you doing?
good evening.
Evening.
Very well,
I think
thank
let
you.
me
How you doing?
adjust my volume. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Good evening, bro. Good to see you.
Okay. Yeah, good to see you too. How are you?
I'm great, bro. I'm great. So awesome to have you here this evening on Get Your Energy Back live here on Instagram. Bro, have you logged in on Facebook? I said so that we can do
Yeah, I'm
this.
trying to do that right now.
Okay. So I'm live already
Trying
on
to do that.
Facebook. So it needs you to search for me and join my live. Then I will now invite you so that your screen too can show.
Okay, I'm trying to find that.
Yeah. It's live already. I'm live already on Facebook. So uh, good evening, Avitech Bridge. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Trying to. Sorry, I'm trying to
Okay.
find that.
Once you join
Maybe
my
I should
live,
use
I
my
can now
phone.
invite you.
Okay, maybe I should use my phone. Easier with the phone.
Okay.
Whoa.
Still can't find it, right?
I'm having a little challenge with
Okay.
Facebook.
Sorry, everyone. There's just a moment so that um we can sort this out. We'll get right into it right very soon. Just a moment so that
Okay, I think
we can. Okay. Have you found me
I'm
now?
connected to your live.
Okay. So let me invite you now. Okay. Have you found me now?
Yes, I have
Okay.
found you.
So let me invite you now. you're live now on Facebook, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. Can you try and wave on Facebook?
Well, on Facebook,
Okay.
we seem to be having some
Some
challenges with
issues.
Facebook.
Okay. I think let's just go ahead here on Instagram. So if you come up and I'm able to find you, then I'll definitely bring you on Facebook because I know you
Okay,
said
that's good.
you have another meeting. Let's just go ahead here on Instagram. So if you come up and I'm able to find you, I'll definitely bring you on.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
when you're ready.
Okay. All right. Uh, Good evening, bro. Once again. Good evening, everyone that is joining us. Sorry about that. We're just trying to fix some stuff so that we could also be live on Facebook, but I don't know what's happening there. So we'll just go right ahead. Good evening, Tumini Brown. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's Get Your Energy Back with my brother, Solomon. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this. I know that you are so busy. Specifically, I even know that you just even got back from a journey, from work, a work related journey, and then you are still here with us this evening. Honestly, I appreciate it so much, bro, that you are here to share your wisdom with us. Thank you, so much. For I think what I'll just do is I'll just quickly read your profile, so that people can get to know you a little better. So one moment. Yeah. So you were born in an Air Force base. Your father was an aircraft engineer and instructor on the Russian MiG-21 fighter jets and other aircraft of the MiG series. You always dreamt as a child that you wanted to be an astronaut, and aviation has always been your passion. You studied geology and mining in the prestigious University of Lagos. University of
No, Open
Jos.
University.
I can see that you quickly shook your head and said no. Prestigious
This is no
University.
disrespect to Unilag, please.
Yes, prestigious University of Jos. You started your own business buying and selling precious stones before you got into construction, and then finally went back to your first love, which is aviation. You got your flight dispatcher's license from the Premier Aviation School, Nigeria College of Aviation Technology, Zaria. Then you also got your standard flight operation certification there. You then started working with Donia Aviation, where you rose from flight dispatcher to become the Chief Operations Officer of Lagos. You are a trained flight operations auditor, an CAO certified train air instructor, distinguished flight operations manager. You've been in trainings and have trained and mentored other aviation personnel across Europe, Middle East, and other parts of Africa. And you are happily married to your beautiful wife, Joy. I said other things that you didn't mention in your profile is that I personally know is that you like to play basketball, you play the saxophone, you are a fitness enthusiast, and you are a power dresser. There's nobody that doesn't know about that doesn't know that about you, that my brother Solomon, my brother Solomon is indeed a power dresser any day, anytime. You're always killing it with all those with all your looks and all those power dresses. And so it's so great to have you here, Solomon, doing this. this evening. So that we'll just get right into this, because just like I said, I know you are very busy. You even have another meeting coming up in the next hour. So we'll just make this very quick and sharp. I think let's just start this way, that tell us a little bit about your own journey, getting to this particular point where you are a top professional in your field and in your career. Let's start that way.
Good evening, and thanks for having me on your Instagram live.
Yeah.
I appreciate the introduction. I don't want to say I was overhyped. Well, thanks all the same. I appreciate the introduction and everything you say. Thanks for the introduction. Like you said earlier, I just got in from a journey now, and I have another meeting for 8. But we'll see what we can do in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
My journey to this point has been very, very interesting. You said a few things. I've known you for a while, so we've had a lot of discussions in the past.
Yeah.
Well, for me, the journey started from, when I was a child. The first love before aviation was being an astronaut. I wanted to go to space. Yeah, because, we had this, my dad got me a book when I was about, I think I was 5 or 6, about that. When I saw, the first man who went to space, the Yuri Gagarins of Russia, the Neil Armstrong of the United States and all that, and how they hosted the flag on the moon and all that. So I really wanted to go to space. So that was my first love anyway. But facing reality, I was born in a military barracks, like you said. My dad was an Air Force officer. He was an engineer. He was specialized on fighter jets, basically.
Yeah.
The MiG series, that's what they call them, 17, 19, and 21.
Wow.
So I remember as a child, my elder brother and sisters used to be, some classes ahead of me. So I would close from school 12. My dad would pick me up and take me to his office while I wait for the others to close for 2 p.m. Then they take us all back home.
Yeah.
So all that while I would sit with him in the hangar and, watch them work on aircrafts and all this kind of stuff. So I had this thing for aviation right from time. But of course, it was second to being an astronaut, because somehow in my mind, I thought being an astronaut was a step ahead of aviation, But, you have to face reality sometimes.
Yeah.
And facing reality, as a matter of fact, I still have plans to go to space. So it's not a dream
Awesome.
that has been completely,
Yeah.
no, it's not. So, I went through secondary school as usual, like every Nigerian child would. And after secondary school, there was this thing about people either wanting to read, medicine. For most science students, that was the thing. A lot of people wanted to read medicine. I didn't want to read medicine. I still have a thing against hospitals. I have this phobia for the hospital. So I didn't want it. And I was looking for a course that would be close to achieving a dream of going to space. So in my mind then, I thought if I could study geology, right?
Yeah.
And maybe somehow, specialize in astrogeology or something, maybe I could do geology in space. Possible.
Wow.
Because the goal was get into the university, graduate, then find your way somehow in the US, then somehow find your way to NASA, and go to space. You can dream that way when you're 16, and it looks possible. Yeah, you can dream that way when you're 16. I did dream that way. I was about 16, 17 when I got into the university. Yes, and I was hoping I was going to graduate maybe at 2021. Well, it didn't happen that way. First thing, there was the strikes, ASU strikes and all that. Then again, there was religious crisis in the north where I schooled. I schooled in Jos, University of Jos to be precise. There were a lot of crises back then. There was a time we had to go home for 3 months because of a crisis, religious crisis and all that.
Wow.
So the plan to graduate very early in life cancelled because strikes and all that. So anyway, I still held on to that dream of graduating early. But when the time came for me to graduate, it wasn't to be how I planned. Some issues came up. Long story short, I didn't graduate when I was supposed to graduate, sadly.
Wow.
It was a thing that surprised a lot of people because I was one of the good students in school. I mean, my classmates can testify to that. But it happened. And you see, every problem that comes your way sometimes carries a seed of a greater benefit without you knowing.
Wow.
So you may think you're having an issue that is delaying you and all that, and you may get worried.
Yeah.
But when the big picture begins to unfold,
Hmm.
you would realize that maybe it wasn't a bad thing after all.
Yeah.
Long story short, I didn't graduate with my mates. I had time to myself while trying to get my papers from the university. I had time to myself. So
Hmm.
I tried to explore, do other things. So the first thing, I think it was about that time I met you and my elder brother.
Yeah.
You all were in university, ABU Zaria then, or you just
Zaria.
graduated. About that time, you know. But then anyway, I went to Kaduna and I started working in a construction company. And I also had my personal business. So I was into buying and selling of rough gemstones, precious stones.
Yeah.
So as a geologist, I had an edge because I could easily tell the different types of precious stones. You have tourmalines, you have beryls. Of course, I didn't deal with diamonds. I wish I did. But then I dealt with other precious stones,
Yeah.
aquamarines, so many of them. I would buy these precious stones and sell to people who would ship them abroad. I was thinking of having, at that point, maybe a factory to go into solid mineral business and all that. But then along the line, you know, there's something called fulfillment on your job. You need to get that fulfillment while you're working. You need to be very happy while you're doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So over time, that was another phase in my life. I dealt with that phase, you know. Eventually, I got my certificate from the university.
Wow.
Eventually, you know, everything went as it should be. That was after a couple of years of doing other things. Then somehow aviation kept calling. Somehow.
Yeah.
Yes, because all my life, all I knew was aviation, but not civil aviation, military aviation. The first 20 years of my life, I was in an Air Force base. And all I knew was aircraft flying over all the time.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there was a time an aircraft crashed so close to my primary school. We're
Wow.
like within 150 meters of that crash. Yeah, I mean, almost crashed into my primary school.
Wow.
You know? So it's been aviation all along. So I also had another moment of facing reality. You know, the thing about aviation is anybody who wants to go to aviation thinks you just have to be a pilot.
Okay.
Until you get close to the system, then you realize that there's a whole lot you can do in aviation. Aviation, apart from team sports, no other job typifies teamwork like aviation. There are so many people who come together to make sure before you see an aircraft take off, a lot of work goes on. So there's a lot of people that are like a team that come together to make it happen. So the thing is, well, I thought about going straight to fly. Then I had to face another moment of reality, like I always say. I had to come face to face with the cost. So when I reviewed the cost and I reviewed my account, I realized I had to go for something else that wasn't that expensive.
Okay.
So I went for the flight dispatcher license. Now, I went for a flight dispatcher license. It was less than $1 million to accomplish that dream. So it wasn't so difficult, if you ask me.
Okay.
It was difficult in a way, but at that time, maybe it was, but we achieved it all the same.
Yeah.
Went, got my flight dispatcher license, and found my way into the industry. Now, when I got into the industry, you know, a lot of people do not know flight dispatchers exist.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. But they do exist. They are licensed people, and they do a very important job in the aviation industry. So I got my license, started from the scratch, from the bottom. I started by dispatching flights. You know, the job of a dispatcher basically is to ensure that your flight is safe, plan the flights, ensure you get the right quantity of fuel, the payload, which is the number of passengers you can carry. You know, you're responsible for the general safety of a flight. So I started that way, and well, I gave my best in what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I say by God's grace, because it is not always about hard work. You can work so hard and you will not be recognized.
Yeah, very true.
With your hard work to just be there
Very
and
true.
nobody sees what you're doing. Well, I did my best. I was fortunate. The system noticed. They appreciated the hard work, and I guess they decided to reward me along the line. So it's about 10 years in the industry now, and
Wow.
right now, Well, I'm doing what I'm doing and helping to manage the flight operations for the company I work for
Wow.
in Lagos.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's just a summary. I hope that
Summary.
wasn't too long for a summary.
No, definitely, definitely. That's thank you so much, bro, for giving us that insight into what you do. Just like you said, not many people actually know it, that there's even something like a flight dispatcher. The person everybody sees, is the pilot and probably the other cabin crew and all that. We know that maybe other things go on definitely behind the scenes, but you don't really get to
Yeah.
know who does what, who does this, who does that. So it's really such a beautiful privilege to come a little bit into your world and to see all these things that happen behind the scenes. Just you talking about everything that has happened to you. One thing that particularly comes to my mind is that, especially in this time, where people believe in doing 1 million things at the same time, doing this, doing that, doing several things, putting their hand into so many things. How important do you think it is? A lot of people believe in being generalists, really. How important do you think it is to be a specialist, to specialize in something? Will you say for you, has that paid off for you? Or you also believe, okay, you should do several things, do different things, several things at the same time?
Well, I would say different strokes for different folks. I would not want to say anything is cast in stone.
Yeah.
However, it's important to be specialized in what you do, be
Hmm.
good in what you do. When you do your best and you become very good in what you do, you will become like an authority in that area. And the
Absolutely.
thing is, as long as what you do meets a need,
Hmm.
if you are specialized in what you do, you will never be out of job. You know, if what you do meets a need.
Hmm.
If I say, okay, I want to specialize in football, and
Yeah.
I'm not playing for any club, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not playing for any country, I'm wasting.
Very
But if
true.
I decide to play football and Real Madrid decides to, pay for my services,
Hmm.
specializing in football has paid off eventually.
Yeah.
However, a lot of people believe it's not good to put all your eggs in one basket. So
Hmm.
sometimes you also have to think, how safe is it to be specialized in one area and remain there? Well, for
Yeah.
me, I like what I do.
Hmm.
I've given my best to what I'm doing. It's rewarding. When I say it's rewarding, I say with some level of contentment.
Yeah.
It's rewarding. I'm not saying it's paying so much, but it's paying the bills. However, I'm not limited to what I do, to my job alone.
Yeah.
So it means that you could have some side hustles. That's very good. However, for what you have decided to be your main source of income, especially if you love it. I
Hmm.
love my job. I
Yeah.
get a lot of satisfaction from it. There
Hmm.
was a time it wasn't taking care of me the way I would have loved it to. I
Okay.
still loved it anyway.
Hmm.
So I wasn't moved by any benefits because there were times I was not particularly okay with what I thought I was earning. I thought
Okay.
I should earn more.
Yeah.
However, my love for the job kind of overshadowed my dissatisfaction with the income. And I realized that at that time, I was only trying to build myself. I
Hmm.
was at the stage where I was adding value to myself.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to add value, you may not be in the right position to determine certain things.
Wow.
Because at that point, you're building yourself.
Hmm.
You're learning along the line.
Yeah.
And, so you may not be in the best position to say, hey, this is what I need. But when you build yourself so much, you realize that somehow, after adding value to yourself,
Hmm.
you get the reward for that.
Absolutely.
So I would say it is good to specialize in what you do. Do the best you can.
Hmm.
That is what excellence is about. Doing the
Absolutely.
best you can and doing the best you can in every situation you find yourself.
Hmm.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
You don't expect that you're in your quest to, have excellence as a lifestyle in trying to, get the best out of what you do,
Hmm.
that you get there just in one giant leap. It's so many steps to the top. And it's a continuous process. So we have to understand that we are on a journey, and that journey never really ends.
Yeah.
So you can diversify, but for what you do, make sure you are the best you can actually.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, bro. Got so much from that. You say if what you do meets a need, sorry.
Yeah.
You said if what you do meets a need, you you will never be out of a job. For me, that's just so
Yes.
powerful, and that focus on building yourself. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my light over here. I don't know why. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
sorry, one moment. Okay. Okay, I think it's okay now. Sorry about that. So you said if what you do meets a need, you will never be out of a job. Focus on building yourself, even when the rewards doesn't seem to be coming at that particular moment. Just focus on building yourself, adding value.
Yeah.
Do your best in every situation that you find yourself. Thank you so much for that there. And to everyone there, I'm taking notes, as I'm listening to him. You will remember everything that he says, so please make sure you are taking notes. This is so beautiful. You mentioned the fact that you love what you do. You love what you are doing. For me, that is just so key and so pivotal. Um, I know you to a certain extent, and I'm always so grateful to your big brother, my very good friend Joe. So grateful to God meeting such a phenomenal man like him, and then also meeting a great man like yourself through him. And we always just get to share stories and everything. And you've shared a little bit of your story, and it's so obvious that for you your journey has just been like a phoenix rising, literally. And it's so interesting that your passion is aviation. So I think the picture is quite clear, because a phoenix is a bird that flies and all that. And so you that's what your journey for me has been like, just like a phoenix rising. And because you are at this point in your life where you are doing what you love, your job gives you the opportunity to travel around the world, to go to beautiful places, to meet beautiful and interesting people. um what will you say to that particular person that is currently holding a job, that they at this moment they feel kind of stuck in that job? They don't feel like they're making as much progress as they would desire to make. The picture that comes to mind is, deep down within themselves they know that they are eagles, but right now it feels like they are living a life of a chicken. They are stuck. They can't feel themselves rising as fast as they want to rise. They feel a disconnection from their passion, a disconnection from that job and from their passion. What would you say to such a person, if that's at that particular point in their lives right now?
Well, what I'll say is very simple. If you're beginning to feel somehow about where you are, is an indication that you're going to go somewhere. Because when something starts kicking in the heart, great things start from the heart.
Hmm.
So when you start feeling it inside that I'm no more comfortable, there's something about your inner capacity that is telling yourself as you exist that I don't belong here.
Yeah.
That is the right starting point. It's nothing to feel bad about. Don't feel bad about it. Don't be depressed about it.
Hmm.
Just take your time and see how people have excelled. Sometimes you need to go to the furnace to be refined.
Wow.
Sometimes you need to
Wow.
experience certain downfalls to be able to
Hmm.
stand properly when you stand.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time I knew I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I
Hmm.
knew it. And the thing I did was to have a plan.
Yeah.
First, take it easy on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Take life easy. I always tell people, take life easy.
Hmm.
Sometimes you do your best and you don't get any results immediately. Doesn't mean the results won't come. Just be
Yeah.
patient. It's never easy.
Hmm.
Every time in life, we always have something to be patient for. Right now, I have things I'm waiting for, things I'm hoping for,
Hmm.
things I've not achieved.
Yeah.
But I take it very easy with myself. I take it so easy with myself while I'm trying my best to get what I want to get. I also remember that I need to take it easy on myself. The thing is, if you find yourself in a situation you don't like, have a plan.
Wow.
Have a plan.
Absolutely.
That is the easiest thing to do. Having a plan does not require logistics, does not require money. It requires you just using your head to think. And of course, I don't know what people believe in. I believe in God. So I pray and expect that He would inspire me with an idea. So while I'm trying to use my brain to think,
Yeah.
I'm trying to connect with other people, I'm trying to see how other people made it through. I'm also trying to seek some kind of spiritual help by praying.
Yeah.
So the truth is, if I get those ideas coming, the first thing to do is have a plan. I remember when I was discussing with a friend, just the two of us, and we're generally not happy with the way things were going. That was 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And we talked about going into aviation together.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of us. Coincidentally, we both studied geology and mining.
Wow.
We had that discussion in JOS. So we talked about it and we checked that the cost for doing the course then was about 800,000 naira. So it looked like we didn't have that money readily. But I got the form. So I told him, I said, well, you don't have 800,000 to pay the fees, but you have 5,000 to buy the form.
Wow.
You can't do that course without getting the
The
forms.
form. Absolutely.
I mean, we spent 5,000 naira on just about anything. So if you spend it on a form and you don't do the course, you haven't lost anything. So I told him, well, I'm going to get the form. And I did. He didn't get the form.
Wow.
Now, we had this discussion sometime in 2018. I'd just come back from a trip. And he was in Lagos. And he met me at the airport. And he was still not satisfied with what he was doing.
Wow.
2019 was 10 years after. And he told me, he said, how do I get into aviation? I said, the same way we discussed 10 years ago. What do you want to do in aviation? Do you want to come in as a pilot? Do you want to come in as an engineer? Do you want to come in as a flight dispatcher? Do you want to come in as a cabin crew? Go back to the starting point. Check which school offers that course, get the forms, and start. That was what we discussed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He did nothing about it. And he's still not happy. I'm not earning the whole world, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
I love what I do. So it's bigger than how much you pay me. So if you're feeling that way, like, hey, how do I get out of this? Start with a plan.
Absolutely.
Every plan that comes into your mind is achievable. I have some great plans that I can't even discuss with people now because if I do, they will discourage me.
Yeah.
Because they're going to tell me it's not possible. But haven't tried something little before and it worked. I'm not afraid to try what I'm about to try. So for anybody who is feeling sad and feeling down because they're not doing what they want to do or they're in a position, I just want them to cheer up. The fact that they can feel bad about it is the first step. It means that a part of them know that they need to get to the next level.
Absolutely.
And already mentally, they are already in the process, but they don't even know it.
Absolutely.
When you feel not happy about a situation, it's already a step in the mind.
In the mind, wow.
Because you think about it, it's occupying your subconscious. So a part of you knows every time you get to that office and you sit down, you know you're not supposed to be on that seat. Anytime you get a paycheck from that job, you see it, you get the alert, you look at it, you know you're not supposed to be earning that. Anytime you see a vacation you need to go to, you know you're not supposed to be earning what you're earning.
Wow.
At that point, that is the first level of victory. If you can celebrate that level of victory, you will get to the next. This is not just words. I believe I have tried this. It worked for me, and it's working in my next move.
Wow.
Because I already have another move planned out. And I believe it will also work.
Absolutely.
We've tried it in something little, it worked in something slightly bigger.
Wow. Wow. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Thank you so much. Just have a plan. no matter how little, take
Right.
that very first step. That's so powerful. Dolly Pom Pom here says absolutely true. My wife made a comment earlier. She said sometimes you have to go through the furnace to be refined. That was absolutely powerful. I'm just writing down all the stuff that you're dishing out here. Thank you so much. So you've already talked about the mind. We're getting close to rounding up because of your meeting that you have to get to very very soon. You know, just talking about this, you've already touched about the fact of, you know, your mindset, the mental frame, or the frame of mind that we need to have in order to even get our mental energy and all that. I think the two other aspects that are left is, you know, the emotional, trying to get back your emotional energy and trying to get back your physical energy. Especially for you, you are really really busy. I know that so many people know that. How your job is so sensitive. You are always on call, always on duty, but you still find that time, you know, really, despite the pressure and the demand of your job, you know, to still develop yourself personally and professionally. um I think you kind of mentioned it when you were talking. I think I will say that again in case maybe you didn't actually mention it. I've spoken to you several times and you've told me how you personally took money, even on this your present job, you know, to train yourself. And you gave me a little bit of insight into some of those amounts of money that you had to spend. I was like, what? You know, and for another person, they will just be like, look, if my organization is not paying for me, I'm not going. As in, but you know, you value it so much that you even sometimes even take out of your personal money to train yourself, to develop yourself, to add value to yourself. For me, the final question, and which maybe you could just take it as a double combo, is that how do you find that energy? This you have things to attend to. It's not as if the job is going to just keep waiting for you. You have to do your job, and then you still have to develop yourself personally. You have to develop yourself professionally. For you, how do you find that energy, really, that emotional energy, that physical energy, to make sure that you stay on top of your game?
Well, the thing is, for me, like I always say, a lot of people misinterpret what we say sometimes and decide to act based on, maybe we make a statement, they just hold on to that and decide to do it without having a complete picture.
Mm,
For me, I can do anything good to develop myself because I believe in learning new things. And that's why, even for fun, each time I just pick up something new to do.
yeah,
You know, I bought a saxophone once just because I wanted to try something new, you
yeah.
know. So I always try to challenge myself
Mm,
to do something, something I'm not used to doing. I'll tell you something. A lot of people have different opinions on loans and all that stuff. I'm not a financial expert, but I took a loan to do a course once.
wow. Mm,
Now I look back at that loan I took, and it's funny because I don't think, with all humility, I would consider that to be, well, money is money. But I won't really consider that now to be too much money.
mm,
But at a point, I had to sweat to pay that loan.
mm,
I took that loan and I was paying monthly. Somebody who is a financial expert will tell you all the, like I said, I'm not an expert in that aspect. But then I knew that I needed that training at that time.
yeah.
I knew I didn't have that money, and I knew the training was going to give me more than I was going to lose getting that money, more than the interest.
The value,
So
yeah.
I took that risk. And in your quest to move to the next level in life, you have to be a risk taker.
Mm,
First, you have to conceive your dream in your mind. Then, when you conceive your dream in your mind, you do everything that is right to get there. So, after taking that risk, I learned a lot of things from that training. And I brought it back to the job that I do.
Wow.
Now, I would say this here. I've been privileged to enjoy a pay rise, increase in salary
Mm,
every year since I joined the company I work for.
mm,
Now, I'm grateful to them for doing that. I'm grateful to them for doing that. But I'm also saying I took some steps that nobody saw.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I took some steps.
Mm,
So, and most of those personal trainings I went for that I did not tell anybody, and I got some of those, most of those stuff I did, I learned things. And
mm,
when you learn stuff, where do you practice it? Where you work? And who rewards you? The people you work for.
yeah.
So that has been my journey. So for me, what gives me the drive to keep going? Because, like I said, I'm
Yeah.
on a journey
Mm,
that I've only gone a few miles compared to where I want to go to. So I still have a whole lot to do. What gives me that drive is the vision and the dream I have for myself.
mm,
So I've already seen the picture ahead, and it's a bit too big for me to conceive. So it means I'll have to make some sacrifices. It
absolutely.
means I will have to deprive myself of some things in a quest to get to where I'm going to.
Mm.
So the energy comes from the dream. The dream is
Energy
like
comes from the
fuel.
dream. Wow. Mm,
Yes, but let me get something straight here. There are times I felt I wasn't moving at the speed that I should.
mm,
Doesn't mean it was moments where I'll feel bad. No, because that's life. We all have to go through those emotions every once in a while. It's normal, it's part of being human.
yeah.
So that's how it's been for me. The energy for moving ahead is the dream. The
Wow.
vision and the dream is the energy.
Energy.
So even when I do a lot and I come back, I feel tired. I feel
Mm,
I'm not getting the results I want. I just need to sleep over it.
yeah.
I just need to do a few things and I'll get back. And I know that I still have more work to do.
To do. Wow. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro. Energy comes from the dream, so keep that dream, keep
Yes.
that picture in front of you, as in keep looking at it, keep thinking about it, and definitely you'll find that that energy to take you to the next level. Thank you so much, bro. I know that we've already. Yes, the plan was to do this in about 45 minutes, so I think that we are right on schedule. Thank you so much, everyone that has joined. I don't know if there's anyone that has a question for my brother here, Solomon. He has just poured out his heart to us on what it takes to just level up our game, to take our lives to a whole new level as professionals. So if you have any question for him, please, before he goes out of his very busy schedule, he's doing this. And I'm so grateful to you, bro. So grateful to everyone that has joined this evening. Let me just quickly say that this is an ongoing series. So I've brought in various of my friends here. You can watch the replay on my page. And I also want to say that you can also get a free book from me. That's my special gift for you being here with us this evening. You can get a special book from me. It's on my website. Just go to www.kayodekolademedia.com and you get a free gift, a special gift from me, which is a free book. Become all you are created to be. Please do make sure you do that. Just go on my bio here and click the link there, and then you get that special gift from me. Become all you are created to be. You just download it. It's a free gift from me, a special gift to you, just to say thank you so much for being here with us this evening. So if there's any question, please, and then you can also still send me a DM, or you can also send my friend a DM. You have any question, I'm sure he'll be very willing to answer your questions, that any of those questions that you have. uh, just want to say thank you so much, bro. I don't know if you have any final words of wisdom for us this evening before we go to that person, just to encourage them as they go into this week, going back to their jobs. What's that word that you have for them? Thank you so much. My wife just put on the website there, kaidekolademedia.com. Just go on there and then you get your free gifts from me. All right, so over to you, bro.
Okay, thanks for having me. And the only thing I have to say finally is this: excellence is a journey. Take
Mm.
it easy on yourself as you
Wow.
try to achieve that. Always remember that you are not in competition with anybody.
Wow.
Comparison is for competitors,
Mm.
excellence is for growth. So if you
So,
want
so,
to
sorry,
grow,
you need to take that again, bro. I didn't get that. That was so
so I
powerful.
say
I need to hear that. All right. You said comparison is for competitors and boy. Oh boy. Just when I was trying to get back what he said, I think his network is hanging a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. Let me see if I can invite him back. Excuse me.
am I back?
Yeah. Sorry, you went off for a bit, bro. But great to have
Yeah,
you back.
sorry about that. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Thanks. So you were saying you said comparison is for competitors.
It's for competitors because in life you are really not in competition with anybody.
Yeah.
Excellence is for your personal growth. So stick to
Wow.
that. Yeah,
Hmm.
so what you should ensure you try to do as much as you can is to every day, as much as possible, try to be better than the person you were yesterday. And in doing that,
Absolutely.
take it easy on yourself.
Hmm.
Patience is the most important ingredient in trying to live an excellent life. If
Wow.
you don't have patience, you're going to be depressed because you see yourself putting so much effort and sometimes the results may be slow. It's okay for the
Hmm.
results to be slow.
Wow.
It's okay. So just
Hmm.
make sure you have that at the back of your mind. Be patient. Things will fall in place eventually because you just need to be consistent. A lot of people do a lot but are not consistent.
Hmm.
So to see good results, you have to do these things consistently. That's when the results will start coming in. So don't just listen to somebody who said, I did this, I did that. Sometimes when you hear people say we did this, you're talking about 5 years, 10 years, 6 years,
Hmm.
and a lot of people, even 20 years. But then we just want to move from the beginning to the end. And
Yeah.
just to let us know that there is a difference between talking about excellence and perfection. They are two different things.
Hmm.
Yeah, they are two different things completely.
Different
So
things.
you have to
Yeah.
focus on excellence. You will never, never be perfect. At least
Absolutely.
I know that you will never be perfect. I
Perfect.
love
Yeah.
cars, and sometimes you see a car will just be released into the market maybe in 2018, and that car
Yeah.
looks perfect.
Hmm.
But what happens in 2019? A new car comes out.
Love that again.
The same
I
company
particularly know that
producing.
you love BMWs.
Yeah, I love BMWs very well. I have a thing for BMW, but see, they would bring out a car in 2020,
Yeah.
and that car
Hmm.
looks like a perfect car.
Hmm.
But in 2021, there's an advanced model to that car. What it
Yes.
tells you is that there is no line for excellence. Excellence is continuous. You
Hmm.
keep moving from one level of excellence to another level.
Another level.
You're never
Hmm.
going to be perfect. So don't let the initial results make you feel bad. You're on a
Wow.
journey, and as long as you're on a journey and you're consistently moving in the direction of your dreams, you will
Wow.
get there. This is
Hmm.
not motivational speaking per se, like Nigerians view it, because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are beginning to say, people just say things. There are things that in our little way we have tried.
Hmm.
We have tried and we've seen some little level of results. Those results may not be all that yet, but it's
Mm-hmm.
an encouragement that if we got to this point,
Absolutely.
we'll go further. So that's
Hmm.
just the last word I have for
Wow.
our discussion this evening.
Thank you so much, bro. Beautifully said. Couldn't have said it any better, bro. Honestly, it's so beautiful. There's excellence and there's perfection, and they are two different things. Honestly, for me, that's just so powerful, so powerful, and I'm sure so many other people have just been blessed by that word and have been encouraged and have found, renewed energy, to keep on their journey, because that's just what so many people need. They try so many things and then it doesn't work out because they want it to be perfect and then they just give up. But hearing this, that look, it's about the journey, it's about staying consistent, about staying committed. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, bro, for sharing these powerful words with us this evening. Just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. My wife here says, "Well done, Solomon. So inspiring and so reassuring." Thank you so much, everyone. XD from Apparel, everyone that has joined this evening. My brother really has to go because he has another meeting that he's going to, but he has taken our time to do this with us this evening, and we are so grateful for taking our time to do this with us this evening. Exit from actress says, "I think I have missed." Yeah, you may have missed, but don't worry, the replay will definitely be on my page so that you can catch up. And I just want to say big happy birthday to XD from Apparel. God bless you and continue to increase you. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. And for everyone that'll be watching this replay, just want to say a big thank you. God bless you and God continue to increase you. The replay will definitely be on my page, and then you can get to watch it over and over again. And please, if you have any questions, please do well to reach out to my brother or reach out to myself. Send us a DM, send Solomon a DM, and I'm sure he will definitely be able to help you out. Just want to say thank you so much, Solomon. Our love to Joy, your beautiful wife. Wishing you a very blessed week. Thank you so much. And to
You're
everyone
welcome.
that has been here, also wishing you a very blessed week. And a very powerful week. Wishing you uncommon success in all that you have set out to do this week. Thank you so much, bro. We'll
Bye.
definitely be talking a lot later. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. So grateful for you guys being here. Wishing you a very blessed week, just like I said. My wife is wishing Exit from April happy birthday. Thank you so much, everyone. Wishing you a very blessed week ahead. I will see you guys again very soon. Do not forget to get your free gifts. My book, free. It's free on the website, kaidekolademedia.com. Definitely that's there for you, and I'm sure it will be a very great lesson to you. The Get Back Your Energy series continues next weekend. Please make sure that you join, set your notifications. It's going to continue next weekend, giving you that energy to take your life to a whole new level. You definitely do not want to miss it. We'll see you again very soon. Do take care. Your greatness is very sure.